Morning to each and every one of you. I feel highly privileged as chairman of NAREDCO to have this chat with Ditara. She's one of the most hardworking persons in the entire bureaucracy of India. Give her a big hand. She's been a part of the Central Vista scheme, a scheme which has made people forget what the British made in Delhi and created the Central Vista, which after 75 years of independence has created the Parliament House and the Bharat Mandapam. All those aspects of the Central Vista scheme, she has been a part of that part of the work that is there. She has been part of the scheme which brought Har Ghar Nal only to 6 crore houses. How many? Okay, the target is 4. It's 4 crore houses. 4 crores is a big number. And brought clean water to all these places. That is what she is. So we have a lady which looks very simple. But remember, whatever she is above the ground, she's 400 times more below the ground. So we have to get a lot out of her in order to find out what the whole thing is all about. What's your magic, madam? What is this magic that you are able to do, and you have been chosen by the Prime Minister of India to do the best projects in this country, which is closest to the heart of the social endeavor? And on one side, you reach the poorest of poor in terms of water. And on the other side, you create a vista which will be perennial, which Delhi will be recognized by the new visions of whatever the Prime Minister wanted to do. And you became a part of it. What is that special thing that happened in the bureaucracy of this country which makes the bureaucracy excel into such a fantastic thing that you have been able to achieve? And compliments to you, first of all, for having done and be partner in this great achievement that you do. But share this secret with us also, no?
I think it's very humbling. Thank you so much, sir. It's beyond me to even hear so much from your side about me and the work. I think, frankly speaking, there are 2-3 things which I want to put on record. See, it is the political establishment which gives you an opportunity as a bureaucrat to work. Now, how you perceive it, how you adopt it, and how you handle it depends on what is your level of commitment, sincerity, and honesty to that job. I think sometimes one thing which I'm very clear is about the clarity of role. I never, in anything which has been given as an assignment, I would only see the people who you have to serve, not the process, not the technique, not the technology, not the... So that helps me to see beyond the clutter of the processes of government or anything. And I would say I'm just one part of one drop in the whole ocean. Only thing is we are the visible parts which move, but there's so many people with us who are equally committed or more committed than us. There are so many mistakes which are tolerated by the governments when we make and allow us to grow in that. And in all this, there is no magic. Actually, it's pure years of opportunity which has been given to me both in Gujarat and in Delhi, where I could learn every day. If you are learning every day, then you are growing. I don't think, and every step is a learning step. And if you are able to make 5 people realize their maximum potential around you, when you're talking, not putting them down, not criticizing them, I think that's the success we want. Because if a person can be motivated, we deal with people, we don't deal with officers, it's with people. If we understand the people, there will be 10 people, but some will be motivated by a small praise. Some people will have a lot of gap to fill. But you have to customize your approach to each one of them to realize their potential and also understand who will rise up to the occasion, who will take a little bit of time. That comes with practice, nothing else. I am only grateful to the governments I've been working under, that they put that trust and they have given us the opportunity. I'm not the only one. There's so many people working for this project. I just coordinate a bit. But I think it's a very important thing to understand. What is the clarity? What is the purpose? Clarity of purpose, clarity of what we are doing and why we are doing. These two things help us to go beyond all the clutter and all the technicalities. Yeah, that helps.
There's one thing which has happened in the last 20 years, which is different than the earlier 40 years. Housing has been given a very big focus. If you see during Prime Minister Vajpayee's time, we got the idea of the first national housing policy of India. We got the scrapping of Urban Land Ceiling Act. We created the extension of the scheme wherein interest rates were brought down from 16% down to 10, 12% and then subsequently lowered by RBI and other things. But when Prime Minister Modi came into the picture, we focused on affordable housing and created the PMAY scheme. And the first discussions, I was partner of that, and they were talking about making 10 lakh houses, 1 million houses. 1 million ka liye hum affordable housing karenge, urban areas mein karenge. By the time the policy paper reached finance and then reached the PMO's office, I was also partner in the meeting with the Joint Secretary in the PMO office. And suddenly that figure of urban housing changed from 1 million houses to 1.1 crore houses. And this is within 30 days. Huh? We are sitting in housing ministry talking 1 million houses. Then we go to finance and they say, बहुत मुश्किल है इसके लिए पैसे करने के लिए. Then we moved to PMO's office with a joint secretary discussion and became 1.1 crore houses or something close to that. And then ultimately saying that the highest budget for housing ever in the history of India has been done in the last 10 years. And the best part is execution has been done and the entire money has reached the people for the purposes of execution. ये क्या बदलाव आया है सडनली कि जो चीज हम सोच भी नहीं सकते थे. Now I'm not on Central Vista and all that which you have already done. We have already talked about. Now I'm talking about something which is किसके सोच में मन में भी नहीं आता था कि हम 1 crore houses urban में करेंगे. अच्छा ये जब भी 1 crore houses complete हो गए, हमारी discussion 3-4 महीने पहले हुई. They said now what should be next? And let me congratulate the Prime Minister, the Department of Housing. The first decision of the Cabinet of India in the new 3.0, Housing Ministry has declared 3 crore houses affordable to be done. That is her ministry. And they are now talking about, I think, 2 crore houses in rural and 1 crore in urban or approximately that area. This is surprising. ऐसे कभी सोचते भी नहीं थे पहले. अभी ये सोच कहाँ से आया और काम कैसे हो रहा है, and how is it that so much is getting activated properly? I have a few complaints, of course, but that I'll talk to you about it later, about how the execution in certain things are there in that area. But even then, to be able to reach 1 crore houses and next 5 years plan 1 crore houses to get affordable housing done. And in the last 6 months, because there was no PMAY scheme, the affordable housing segment fell from 29% to 19% because PMAY scheme is not there. So again, this will reinvigorate this particular segment of the economy and all that. So again, another story. How is it that such things happen? And what do you think is the crux of the thought behind that?
Sir, you have completely paraphrased the questions and answer together. So I don't need to give the answer. See, it's very important that we know that the leader sitting there is able to completely envision the size and scale of our country. As bureaucrats, we fall short of that vision. because we work in our departments, we sometimes don't understand the, what do you call, pariman, the scope of our country and the challenges we have and the solutions we need to go. So you've answered the question. I don't want to dwell there because these are protocol issues. We will not go there. But I can only say the government and the leader who is heading the government has a complete idea of what is to be done, how it has to be done, who has to benefit, and how it has to be passed on. So when there is clarity about what has to be done, why it has to be done, how it has to be done, and how it should reach a person, and this is not the first time we have seen this. Even as in Gujarat we have seen. In Gujarat master plan in Ahmedabad, you have a very fundamentally very different concept. Usually in master plans, you have this concept of, you have residential zone, commercial zone, institutional zone, and industrial zone, and hazardous industrial zone. These are all the architects and the builders would know these zones. You wouldn't have heard of affordable housing zone. In Ahmedabad master plan, when Honorable CM, our Honorable PM was CM, he announced the affordable housing zone, conditional. If you really want to change your land and urbanize it in a particular space where we were expanding the urban land, you better go for 250 to 275 houses per hectare. Otherwise, you keep it agriculture. I think, the result of such a kind of decision, and also incentivizing the houses up to 60 square meter or 30 square meter. One is PMAY, where government gives them money to support and get. But imagine, only government cannot do, all the work has to be done. It has to be whole of India. So, because of this kind of master planning where we did this affordable housing zone under his leadership and the surrounding areas which were getting urbanized, it could have been easily made commercial. It was his decision to say 10% commercial, 90% affordable housing zone. I'm very happy to state. See, when you give an area under that, not one place, but an area around the ring road. I don't know, many of you must have traveled by the ring road. The most lucrative area of Ahmedabad has been put under affordable housing zone, and I'm happy to state that this affordable housing zone and the supporting policy has yielded, I can give you the name of the schemes, 2.5 lakh affordable houses of 60 square meter or below, and out of which at least 75,000 plus houses are in 30 square meter or below by the private sector. So it's very important to see a purpose. We are nobody, we are very small to talk about that vision. But I think when government is giving some money for the housing, there was that leadership which thought, how do you get the private sector to play in this area? So, and of course, market will decide which locations will come up for that kind of thing. So I think now under our government, we also announced 15,000 crore as incentive to states, whoever brings up such schemes. And I'm happy to state under such schemes by the private sector, last year it was 43,508 affordable housing units were either under construction or completed by the private sector. So this is like you are running on two channels. One is government channel supporting people to build the houses. On another channel, ensuring that your regulations promote affordable housing, very incentivizing the behavior of that promotion. I think this is a very wonderful kind of vision which emanates from the top. And when that kind of energy comes from the top, at least part of that gets transmitted through the system to the citizens. Yeah, that's the secret, I think.
This is a wonderful session by Naretko Mahi. So first of all, my congratulations to the president, to all the Mahi and other people and all. And you have an appropriate lady to tell us, what is it that will make us stick and let the ladies, I have a lot of ladies in my organization also, and not only the president, the chairman also has. So I won't let him take all the credit alone, though I give him a lot of credit for a lot of work which he has been doing ably. But what is the thing that has helped you as a lady bureaucrat to be able to shine out. Many of the lady bureaucrats complain that I don't get that opportunity. Here, I see not only have you been given that opportunity, but you're there. Is that something that you can share with the ladies, not to men, but to the ladies who are here, as to what is it that helps you to grab that position and take that position and deliver in that position and do excellently? What is that? I think the ladies would like to hear. Yeah.
Even the men are, I think, more keener. Okay. So once I asked a friend of mine, why so many trees fall on the road when there is storm? So the friend of mine told, you travel on the road, so you see the trees falling on the road. If you see the other way, equally or more number of trees fall away from the road also. So you are seeing me, so you think I'm doing so great. There are so many people who are doing great who may not be coming. Now coming to, I don't think anything, I mean, there are way more people doing way more great work quietly, silently, probably doing a lot more in very quiet manner. And that is how our service is supposed to be and meant to be. We are not supposed to be out there telling everybody what we are doing. Because we are not the ultimate people who should take credit, because it is the political establishment who gives the direction, policy, that space to work. See, today I'm working, I may make a mistake. So it is the leaders or the ministers or the political establishment which takes that, absorbs that. It's like the father of the family and allows that child to grow and do the work. That's exactly how it runs there. Now, having said that, I think personally I feel that every day one should completely, I call it control alt del, in the night as to what you have done, what you have not done, what has stuck to you. And number two, I think I find it very, very comfortable to deal with human beings, because there is a natural capability ladies have to deal with human beings. See, it's like this. A lady manages 5 very close relatives every day. Husband, children, mother, father. So if you are able to manage 5 close relatives every day without the house falling apart, you can manage anything outside because there is no emotional connect. The only problem which we should all watch as ladies is, see, sometimes you get influenced, you get insulted. See, many of us are very emotional. So sometime when some people in the system, it could be a man, it could be a woman, but mostly it is a man in that seat, they sometimes try to put you down. You may be wrong, that's why they're doing it. But I think you take it as, okay, it's okay, I've done wrong, I'll correct, I'll stand up and walk. But the very fact that this person insulted me, that doesn't work well. I think that's a deterrent for us. We should come out of it. If you see, men don't whine too much. They have their levels of engagement, but they also detach easily and go away. Women, I think, in a professional space tend to become as bad as in the house. इन्होंने मेरे को पूछा नहीं, अच्छा है बोला नहीं, ये नहीं किया, वो नहीं किया. That I think we should avoid. This is specifically targeted towards ladies. That we should avoid. Because it's, and one more thing is, I think men have a, it's understood that the men have to be, I have seen, if men speak about somebody, it is said very good criticism. If women speak about somebody, it is saying gossip. So it all will happen, but it will take time to come to that space. But I think we are coming there, and I don't think anything is to be worried about. If you're not having it, and again we have this habit of aping, copying somebody. Many of us do. I think we should get rid of that problem also. So start loving yourself. Every day control alt del. You are capable of handling 5 closest relatives. If your husband has a problem, he tells you, he doesn't go and tell you the son or daughter. And you are able to handle him. If you are strategically handling so many things and making only one breakfast when there are 4 people asking for 4 things, you can deliver anywhere. So that's all about it, sir.
I hope it's recorded. I want to show it to my wife, that, that would be certainly very useful. I think basically I must congratulate Mahi again. Wonderful to call the wonderful job that you've done. Dr. Batra, who I've only known for 50 years and doing a wonderful job. The Padma Shri awardees who have done fantastic work in the social endeavor to have it. And we have from J&K, lady who is excelling in the bureaucracy there and doing a fantastic job. So the entire handicrafts and other areas are handled by her. And Kashmir, besides being one of my favorite tourism place, also has huge amount of this thing. I think it's the second or third biggest employer as far as Kashmir is concerned. So I think all that is here. So you've collected a large number of wonderful people, Mahi, and I'm always very happy to do it. Can you give us one large tip to the real estate industry? Because you're now concerned for, as earlier Joint Secretary, Government of India, now as Additional Secretary, Government of India, your exposure to Gujarat, your exposure to Delhi, your exposure to India. In the next 5 years, what is it that we as Mahi, we as Naredco, we as private sector should do more than what we have done? What is that one extra, आपके दिल में क्या है कि हमको करना चाहिए?
Sir, I was waiting for this question. Everything else was secondary. I'd come only for that. See, it's very important to change the way we are building things. Remove the compound walls. Put the eyes on the street. Can you do that? And let us not get water from outside. Can you get water from in your own buildings for your own use? And energy from your own buildings for your use. I think the world has to change from centralized energy and water production to decentralized citizen-based water and energy production. And I can tell you, rainwater harvesting cannot be an addendum to a building. It has to be part of your integral, hardcore infrastructure. So I would request, can you create a seamless space which is safe and not a siloed space? You know, we live in gated communities, we take pride in that. Every developed country doesn't have gates. They open on the streets. They have this concept of ion streets. Once you have ion streets, everything, you don't need a policeman around doing all kinds of things. Everything changes. Today, however bad you want to shout at somebody sitting here, you won't do that because there's social peer pressure. So I think the civic behavioral change can be induced by the building format. That's one request I have. If somebody can think and start looking at, if you are able to market your scheme as not garden view, river view and water view and having no garden, no water, no river, you at least start marketing your scheme as you are a water producing scheme for at least 3 months, if not 4. It is possible. You are going to absorb the heat island effect you are creating because of tall towers by creating a green and blue infrastructure within your scheme. Third is, you should not have compound walls and create windows on the streets so that the children playing, and give a playground place to the children. I think we are now having a lot of youngsters who are obese. I think one survey showed at least, we should be pre-obesity stage in 30-40% youngsters because people are not going out and playing. So all this, once you give the space, things will happen. So I think play space for children, safe streets for women and children. If a woman and child is able to live in a city on a street safely, that is the city which can survive and sustain. And water producing schemes rather than water consuming schemes. So I would request, I think it sounds very out of the world, but it is doable, it is being done. And number 4, invest in, today it's such a big problem to treat used water. Invest in research and find out. It's all about microorganisms. These guys are only microorganisms, sir, which treat the dirt. Can we create a pocket of microorganisms as your fecal matter comes out, in the tube it gets treated and there's no dirty water getting out of the house. Can we imagine that kind of thing? Can we get the AI? Can we use a wash basin which is above the washing machine? Can we put in those kind of gadgets? These are small things, but it will change the way you build. So I would request you to focus on rainwater harvesting as a hardcore infrastructure rather than an addendum. I would request you to build housing schemes which don't have gates. Let's not imagine if we don't have gates, people will walk in and violate. No. The whole idea is it should be looking at each other. I understand there will be some major roads where you have to have your barriers, but otherwise can we build certain things? Can we have small streets instead of roads? And can we understand in India 45 to 50% walk and cycle? It's only 11 to 12% who go by cars. We sometimes design as per our vision. It doesn't work that way. So I think these are the things which I would. And if you are able to, when you're building a scheme, if you are able to adopt one school and correct the road path to it for the children to walk and cycle. And one more wish list. Sorry, sir, this is a big wish list. One more wish list I have is, if you can use solar-powered, air-cooled walk paths in the city as an innovation. Like today, you cannot walk in Delhi because it's very hot. And believe me, all of you must be walking at 5 o'clock in the morning, going to gym, either walking on the treadmill or walking anywhere. 5 kilometers at least in a day. If you really walk 5 kilometers, many of our officers come in within that range. But we don't walk because of the temperatures, because of the chaos. Can we create a project? NAREDCO, Mahi takes up a project of creating 5-kilometer walkway. It's not about the money, it's getting the right technology, flexible, and doing 1 kilometer walkway where it is air-cooled by solar power. Can we look at it? There are innovations which are going to dictate how we are going to behave. But I think these are my wish lists. Thank you so much, sir.
So beautiful. The only thing is that I'll tell her the first wish list is already solved. 30 years ago, we have put up 2 recycling plants in Powai and in Thane, in Hiranandani Gardens. I will invite you. We recycle 4 million liters per day and reuse it for gardening, water, flushing, and for industrial and air conditioning. And we have been doing it for 25, 30 years. So your first wish list is already done. We will now pass it on to others to also do it. So that is done. On the other issues, we do have a place for schools which are walking distance to it, but we don't have cooled pathways, so we will certainly look at it. But we love what you said, and I'm certain that Mahi and NAREDCO members and the Honorable President of our association will take up all these issues. But thank you so much for speaking from your heart, and also congratulations once again to the wonderful work that the government is doing and your department is doing. I have only one request, like you had 7, can I put one? 50% of population of Mumbai lives in slums. We need 25,000 crores of rupees and we'll be able to solve the entire problem of slums in Mumbai in the next 5 years. So we are giving a proposal to you. So we hope that you will help us to support this in the government. It's not a lot of money. But in 25,000, in 5 years, we'll give 50,000 crores profit to the government after making that proposal. And we'll do it pro bono. So just to give you a thought on it, I thought since you had asked me for 6 personal requests, mine is just one personal request. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Definitely.
Thank you so much, Srimati D. Thara and Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani for this very relatable and engaging conversation. Can we have a big round of applause for them, please? And